Alright, so I know what you're gonna say. Mario, why are you doing this video so late? What's the point of doing a preview when the season's pretty much started? Well, I say to you, good sir and or ma'am, I usually don't really start watching the shows until the first at least 2 or 3 episodes that came out. So I think I got a good week and a half left before I'm actually late. Spring Anime Preview 2019 Lego. Alright, so I'm going to be doing this the way I do all my previews. Of course, I have 3 categories. I have Take a Chance, which is there's a good chance that this could be lame, but it sounds interesting enough to put on my list of things I might watch. Dark Horse, which these shows are definitely good, and I'll probably watch them eventually, but there are definitely better shows coming out this season. And then, of course, there's the Gotta Watch, which is pretty self-explanatory. You must watch these shows. You must.
I got 10 freaky girls on a yacht. Finna drown in them, dog. Finna drown in them.
天下を得たい。奪われたその宝はおそらく時を跳躍する力を持って。徳川は滅びたのか。なんだ。ありゃ。
Okay, so first Take a Chance. Bakumatsu Crisis. So this one actually sounds kind of interesting. This one, it was more of the art style that kind of turned me off, I guess. But it's basically it's about a guy by the name of Takasugi Shinsaku, and basically he is a mercenary in the Bakumatsu period of Japan, and he finds out that there is a watch that can manipulate time. And so basically what he wants to do is he wants to steal this watch from the government because he doesn't trust what the government's going to do with it, because they're going to do nefarious government things with it, and he's going to take it and destroy it so nobody can use this power, which is kind of smart. But of course, when he does steal the watch, before he has a chance to destroy it, someone else steals it, screws up time. Once he gets back to the capital, Sanoso himself has come down and is ruling the country in the place of the emperor, and everything has changed. So now him and his friend have to fix time, get back to where they were, and eventually destroy the timepiece. It sounds interesting, but looks kind of lame though.
この世界はつながりにあふれている。でもそのつながりは簡単に消えてしまう。僕は今度こそこのつながりを守らなきゃいけない。
Sarazanmai. So this one is kind of like my comedy of the season. Well, at least I think it might be a comedy. It might not, because it didn't say comedy. It just says demons. Excuse me, diamonds. I don't know if that. I think that might be misspelled, but supernatural. And basically, it's on the stage of Asuka. One day, 3 second-year middle school students, Kazuki, Toi, and Inta, meet a Kappa-like creature by the name of Cappy, or Kepi, who is the self-proclaimed heir to the throne of the Kappa Kingdom. He basically turns them into Kappas. And basically they have to go and steal the Shuriki Dama, which is like this organ that is, you pull out the butthole. They have to steal this from these zombies in order to be turned back into people. And to me, it sounds like a comedy. I mean, it doesn't have comedy in the thing here, but it sounds like a comedy to me. It might not be though. Hopefully, I was getting like Backstreet Boys vibes from this show, and I got burned by getting super hyped for that show. And when it comes out, there's like barely any animation. It's like some comedy, but it's like watching a Like, it's like watching a digital comic on Netflix. I was getting vibes of that from this show, but hopefully it's not that bad though.
みたいなやついっぱいいるんだよな。危ないぞ。ここで仕留めなきゃやべえだろ。
Kenja no Mago is basically it's an isekai essentially. So basically, is a well, they don't say what the kid's original name is, but there's a guy who surely died. So that means it's possible that he died, or maybe he didn't. He surely died in an accident and was reborn in another world as a baby. So Merlin finds the baby, or procures the baby some kind of way. He probably got the baby like the dude in the Umbrella Academy did. But I bet you that's what it is. But he procures the baby and names him Shin. And basically teaches him all these magical techniques and makes him pretty powerful. But he didn't teach him common sense. So he's super powerful, but he's also super dumb. Which, I mean, it sounds like it's going to be funny, but it's an isekai, and it doesn't even sound like a really interesting isekai. And there's more interesting magical fantasy isekai-like shows coming out this season. Not to mention Shield Hero is still going.
堀江、堀江が好きだ。およ、堀江。
昔から男というのは女性を性的な目で見、穴があればついてくる。木島が私に近づいてくしによる。はず、木島。くずい。けど、ムズムズする。みだらなおーちゃんは勉強ができない。2019年4月5日、放送スタート。
Alright, so this one I probably won't get to see, but I kind of want to. Even though it's a short form, it's still a comedy, and it's an ecchi comedy at that too. It's Ao-chan Can't Study. And it's coming on High Dive, and I don't have High Dive. And I don't think I can really take another subscription service. But yeah, so when Ao-chan was in kindergarten, she smiled ear to ear, and she told her classmates how her father, a best-selling erotic author, chose her name as A as an apple and O as an orgy. And basically this story haunts her for the rest of her school career, and she has dedicated her life to not being like her father, being as less like her father as possible. But it seems like when she meets a dude by the name of King Normie, she seems to have some pretty impure thoughts, even though she doesn't like him. It seems like it's gonna be interesting, cause I can see her trying to keep this stoicness, but inside her brain, she is like all on the penis. It's gonna be funny. It's gonna be funny. Alright, so this one is an interesting one. Fruits Basket 2019. So I remember Fruits Basket. I never watched the show, but I remember the only memory I have of Fruits Baskets is I was in Barnes & Noble with a friend of mine years ago. And this is like when Barnes & Noble was like selling mangas, and they were like kind of everywhere. And like I remember saying that, oh yeah, Fruits Basket was gay because it was called Fruits Basket. I was probably like 17 or 18 at this point. I was super young. And so then of course I peed off this white goth chick, and it was in there. She was probably in the Fruit Basket. I don't know why that's the only thing that comes to my mind when I think of Fruit Basket. Like, it's a stupid story. The chick was kind of hot though. But yeah, to be honest, like this show, I'm definitely gonna give it a shot. Like you know, probably not still goth chick. If you're watching this, I'm gonna give this show a chance. For you. So yeah, so basically a high school student by the name of Taro Honda begins living alone in a tent after she loses her mother, who was her only remaining family member. However, it turns out that the land she pitches her tent on is part of the distinguished Soma estate. When Shigure Soma sees the value of her housekeeping skills, Taru ends up living with Yuki Soma, who is essentially the prince of her school, and Kyo Soma, who regards Yuki as an enemy. Still, there's something Taru doesn't know yet. The Soma family has been bound for centuries by a horrible curse. So it sounds interesting. I mean, I'm not really into like shoujo rom-coms, but I'm gonna give it a shot though, because every time I hear about the show, people seem to be ecstatic. Like, if you go through like a Twitter feed of like Funimation when they were announcing the voice cast for this thing, people were flipping out like it was freaking Christmas. So I mean, it's excitement. Where there's smoke, there's fire. I'll definitely check it out.
探しに行こう。
Kiss me before sunrise. Oh, I'm leaving you tonight.
君はマリオネットになる覚悟はあるか？
退屈で死にそうなの。
怖い。
なかなかバズってますね。
やっと見つけたぞ。
私、キャロルと一緒に音楽やっていきたい。私もそう思ってた。
Today with you.
So this one made me mad. Carol and Tuesday. So this is coming from the same guy who I can't remember his name, even though I've been working on a review for his freaking show. I forgot his name. But it came from the same guy who did Michigo and Hachin, Samurai Champloo, and Cowboy Bebop. He brings us Carol and Tuesday, his newest project by Studio Bones. It's a sci-fi music drama romance, and essentially in the future, on a Mars colony, there's a young girl. Well, there's basically like a rich girl and a poor girl, and both of them have dreams of becoming musicians, and they go off to do this together. But of course, it's in space. Like, stuff goes down. But the thing that gets me with this is the writing and the characters. Because there's one thing that the dude who did these shows is known for, and that's interesting characters. Even the side characters in Michigo and Hachin are interesting. Some of them just disappear randomly and never come back, but they are interesting. So I will definitely watch this when it comes out in like August, because it's a Netflix show. So you won't see that till second half of the year.
620。
キャンキャン泣くのは相変わらずか。
忘れられるわけないよ。
これは無秩序な戦後に抗う妖精兵たちの物語。フェアリー・ゴーン。
Fariy Gone. Okay, so this one right here, I'm hyped for this one. And Funimation announced that they're doing the simuldub, so it's gonna be sweet. But basically, Fariy Gone is the closest thing we're gonna get to a messed up flipper baby of like JoJo and Tokyo Ghoul. So basically, what it is, like, and with a little bit of Magical Girl Spec Ops sprinkled over it. Because basically, there are these people called fairy warriors or fairy soldiers. And the fairies possess animals, and people kill the animals and put the organs inside of people, allowing them to harness a part of the fairy's power that possess the animal. So they use these fairy soldiers in this big war that happened. But now that the war is over, they have all these super people with nothing to do. So of course, what do as a super person with no job? Well, you either get a job in the government, become a mercenary, a bounty hunter, or a terrorist. That's essentially what's going on here in Fariy Gone. And basically there's a unit called Dorothea, an organization dedicated to the investigation and suppression of fairy-related crimes and incidents. So it's gonna be interesting. It's like a procedural, but it's got like demons and magic and fairies and shit.
契約を果たすにはお前の力が必要らしい。協力してくれるか？
私もお父さんが無事かどうかこの目で確かめた。
これであなたを守れます。さあ、行こうぜ。
テレビアニメ消滅と。
Okay, so this one I was kind of excited about, but I was worried because I didn't find who is gonna license this. I think Funimation said they were gonna do it, but I haven't found a licensor yet, so I don't know if there's gonna be a legal place for me to watch it. But it's Shoumetsu Toshi, or Where I End You Begin. So basically, it's about a city that just disappears out of nowhere. It's gone. And so there's a guy by the name of Takuya who's a professional by the contract courier, and a lone wolf meets Yuki, the only survivor from the city's disappearance, and the two rely on a message from Yuki's father, who was heard to be missing, probably in the missing city, and head toward the disappeared city, Lost, which is the name of the city's name, Lost. However, unexpected obstacles strike before the pair, with the reality especially shocking for Yuki. Before them are the feelings of those left behind, a mysterious group manipulating things from the shadows, and an unveiling of a hidden conspiracy. This junk sounds good. It's just that, you know, the whole title feels like this is going to turn into like a drama romance more than a mystery, which, if they do that, I will be terribly sad.
俺はガロー。怪人に憧れて修行し、数々の武術道場を潰してきた男だ。
Alright, so we got the Gala Watches. This one almost slipped down to Dark Horse, and that's One Punch Man Season 2. So I know the first episode of this is out by the time this video comes out. I have not seen it at this point in time. I will do a video on it once I do see it, because of course there's so much controversy. I've been staying away from anime sites and stuff because I don't want to know nothing. But basically it's gonna be about, of course, Saitama is still doing his hero thing, and there's a new incredibly powerful dude who's trying to become uber powerful like Saitama, but also be a villain and kill heroes. So you think of staying if he wasn't nearly as deep, at least from what I've seen. So that should be interesting.
Bullets.
幸せが壊れる時にはいつも血の匂いがする。
Demon Slayer Kamitsu no Yaiba. Yaiba. I just like saying Yaiba, I don't know why. But this one right here is probably the smash hit original anime of the season. It is a shonen and it's by Ufotable. Like, that's all you need to say. Like, I don't even need to read the synopsis. It's a shonen by Ufotable. That's it. But basically, it follows the story of Tanjiro and his sister. So Tanjiro is a guy living in this village that's in a forest where demons supposedly kind of wander and they eat people. So of course people don't go out into the forest at night. Now, of course, Tanjiro's father dies, so he's taking care of the family. And one night he goes out and he comes back and his family is killed by demons. And the only ones left is his sister, and his sister is a demon. And so basically, you know, the demon hunter of the village comes to kill his sister because she a demon. She got to go. Of course, they kind of defend each other and try to fight, you know, him off. So he decides to let them go and be trained as demon hunters, even though she's a demon. And I would not be surprised if she is the one who ate the family, like Devilman Crybaby style. So, I mean, it's gonna be interesting though. I mean, I watched the OP, and just the animation on his like water dragon attack alone was better than half the stuff I've seen last season. So, yeah, this joke about to be lit. Alright, now I think there's an English translation of this name, but I didn't find it before I had to do this video, but it's Kabuichou Sherlock. And basically this one, I'm getting like Bungo Stray Dogs / like Hakata Tenketsu Ramen's vibes. And if you know me, I love me some Hakata Tenketsu Ramen's. Check out my review for that in the card above. But that anime was an underappreciated show from last year. But I was getting the same vibes from this show. It's a mystery drama comedy from Production IG, which, I mean, again, Production IG. So the east side of Shinjuku Ward, a neon-lit Kabukicho district stretches across the center of the chaotic city. Where the light shines, there are also deep shadows. The curtains rise on the night stage where bizarre murders occur. Is this suspense? No comedy. An indistinguishable drama is about to begin. I am horrible.
ここには世界中から探検家が訪れる。命を対象に。あまりにも死人が出るものだから探検家はライセンス制になったんだ。
父に言われたんです。自分に何かあった時はここを訪ねろと。
Alright, so we got our second big shonen original of the season and probably this year's like Black Clover. We have Magmel of the Blue Sea by Studio Poirot. So it's an action adventure, superpower fantasy shonen because it's from Studio Parrot. Of course it's a shonen. But it looks pretty cool. So basically it's about this island that pops up in the middle of nowhere and there's a bunch, it's like Atlantis. There's a bunch of resources and all these type of things on there. So of course all the countries want to explore the island, and for some reason people have strange superpowers. Like the main character has this weird black lightning stuff that is like shooting out of his hands and creating ropes and doing all kind of crazy stuff. So it looks pretty sick. I mean, I'm in the shonens, you know what I'm saying? It's not isekai, so I'm down.
我々は互いに望んでいる。ここで決着をつけようと。
僕たち帰ってきたんだ。
塞ぐべき門は2つ、内門と外門。これによって
like the king of the season, Attack on Titan season 3 part 2. Like, I mean, do I really need to say anything about Attack on Titan? Like, y'all know I'm an Attack on Titan fanboy. Alright, y'all know I'm probably gonna do something crazy for the review when I finally be able to review all of Attack on Titan Season 3. I didn't do Season 2 Part 1, or Season 3 Part 1, because what's the point of reviewing half the season and then reviewing the other half of the season? I'm going to review the whole season. And even though I wrote part of the review for that, I didn't use it, but I can't wait to see like this arc in the manga. I have heard about it. I stopped reading the manga a long time ago because I want to see it animated. I've heard little bits and pieces, and I heard it's going to be sick. Okay? I mean, just the thought of like Levi versus the Beast Titan, and I don't know anything about this. I just know that it's going to happen. But to see it animated makes it the #1 anime of the season so far. For me, anyway. So, what do you guys think about the preview? I know it's late, but it is what it is. I got it out though. I was going to skip it, but I'm like, I've done previews for every season since I started covering anime 3 years ago. I'm not going to stop now. So, in a couple weeks, I'll be doing my first impressions on these shows. I probably won't get to all of them because, I mean, that's a pretty nice long list. But most of them I'll definitely get to. Like, comment, subscribe, and share, and keep it real.